There comes a time when the mirror no longer just reflects your face, but your life. Every line etched upon it is not just a sign of aging. It is the mark of survival, of learning, of love, of loss, of strength that was once tested and never gave way. You see, after 50, strength changes shape. It moves deeper. It settles into your breath, your decisions, your silence, and your ability to stand still while the world rushes around you. You are not who you were at 20, but perhaps that's your greatest power. So I ask you now, not only to listen with your ears, but with the quiet space behind your thoughts. Because this talk is not just about age. It is about awakening, about remembering that your inner power has not faded. It has only been waiting for you to look inward and truly see it. When we think of strength, the world often shows us images of muscles, speed, or loud ambition. But what if I told you that real strength is quiet? It does not shout. It does not need to prove anything. After the age of 50, we are no longer chasing applause. School, we begin to understand that the most powerful people are often the most peaceful. Strength at this stage of life is something very different from what we once believed. It is not about pushing harder. It is about knowing when to let go. It is not about holding on with clenched fists. It is about opening your hands and trusting life. We have lived through enough storms to realize the tree that bends in the wind is not weak. It survives. With each year, something beautiful begins to grow inside us. Wisdom. And wisdom is not just knowing what to do. It is knowing who you are. Wisdom is not learned from books or lectures. It is carved into you through experience, through pain, through love. And this wisdom becomes your inner power. At 20, we run fast. At 30, we try to be seen. But at 50, we start to see, truly. We see what matters, what lasts, what is worth our time. We no longer seek validation from outside. The gaze turns inward, and that is where true power has always lived. Have you noticed how some people walk into a room and say nothing, yet everyone feels them? That is the strength I speak of. It is presence grounded in knowing yourself. It cannot be faked. It cannot be bought. It is earned through every choice, every mistake, every moment of silence where you listened instead of speaking. You are not less strong because you are older. You are strong because you have endured. You remain open. You are strong because life has tested you, and still you did not close your heart. You are strong because you know now that nothing outside of you can give you peace. It must come from within. And that kind of strength is unshakable. Change is something we all meet in this life, not once, but again and again. And yet, even with all our experience, change can still unsettle us, especially as we grow older, when the familiar becomes comforting and we've grown used to a certain rhythm in our days. But life, in its quiet wisdom, does not allow us to stay still for too long. It keeps moving, and it asks us to move with it. To resist change is to create suffering, but to welcome it, even when it feels uncertain, is to open the door to growth. After 50, change comes in many forms. The children leave home. The job that once defined us no longer fits. The body moves differently. People we love pass on. At first, these shifts can feel like losses. But slowly, if we stay present, we begin to see something new is trying to emerge. It takes courage to let go of old identities. It takes trust to step into the unknown. But you are not starting over. You are continuing with more clarity. When we embrace change, not with fear, but with curiosity, we begin to realize we are not losing parts of ourselves. We are uncovering new layers. You may not be who you were at 30, but perhaps now you are closer to who you truly are. What once felt like endings now reveal themselves as openings. And in those openings, you begin to breathe differently, walk differently, life more consciously. So when change knocks, don't turn away. Bow to it, listen, let it teach. Because each change, no matter how small, is asking you not to be younger, but to be deeper. There is something deeply alive in the heart when purpose and passion meet. A kind of fire that doesn't burn out but glows steadily, warming everything it touches. After 50, many feel this flame flicker differently. Sometimes it feels dimmer, quieter, but that's only because it is no longer a wildfire, rushing fast and fierce. It has become a steady light, a beacon. Purpose is not something that disappears with age, it transforms. When we are young, purpose can feel like a race, a list of goals to check off, a mountain to climb. But with time, it reveals itself as a path, winding and full of unexpected beauty. And passion? Passion is not only about grand gestures or dramatic moments. It lives in the small joys, the smile of a loved one, the touch of a paintbrush, the sound of a favorite song. After 50, there is a rare freedom in returning to the things that truly stir your soul. Maybe it's something you loved long ago, but set aside, a hobby, a dream, a quiet desire. Or maybe it's something completely new, waiting patiently beneath the surface. When you reconnect with your passions, you reconnect with yourself. And that reconnection is a powerful source of energy and meaning. Purpose gives us direction, yes, but more importantly, it gives us life. It invites us to wake up each day with a sense of curiosity and intention. It reminds us that no matter the years behind us, there are still stories to write, moments to cherish, and gifts to share. Purpose is the compass that points toward what makes us feel alive. Sometimes in this stage of life, we might question, is it too late for me to find new passions, to start again? The answer is no. The very fact that you are here, listening, breathing, feeling, is proof that the well of possibility is deep and endless. There is no expiration date on the heart's capacity to dream and to love. Passion and purpose are not just personal treasures, they are also acts of courage. They defy the quiet voices of doubt or society's expectations that say slow down or step aside. To embrace your purpose fully is to say, I am still here, I am still growing, I still have gifts to give. And when we live with this kind of intention, it ripples outward. It touches our families, our communities, the world. The light we carry after 50 can inspire others to seek their own. This is the legacy of passion, not something distant or intangible, but a living, breathing force that keeps us connected to life itself. So I invite you now to look inward and ask, what lights you up? What small or grand passion calls your name? What purpose still beats in your chest? Because when you answer these questions with honesty and openness, you reclaim the power to live fully, vibrantly, and without apology. This is not the end of the story. It is a new chapter written by your own hand. There is a profound strength that comes not only from within, but also from the connections we nurture around us. After 50, we often find that the relationships we have built over the years become a wellspring of support, inspiration, and meaning. It is through community and shared stories that our inner power not only endures but grows, becoming richer and more vibrant with each passing day. Think for a moment about the people who have touched your life, family, friends, mentors, even strangers who crossed your path at just the right time. Each one carries a thread of your story woven together into the fabric of your life. When we share these stories, our joys, our struggles, our lessons, something remarkable happens. We break down walls of isolation and connect on a deeply human level. We remind ourselves and each other that none of us walk this path alone. After 50, the stories we hold are like precious gifts. They carry the weight of experience and the lightness of lessons learned. When you speak your truth, you give others permission to do the same. You become a beacon for those who are still finding their way, showing them that resilience is possible, that growth never ends, and that inner power shines brightest when shared. There is also something sacred in the act of listening, to truly hear another's story, without judgment, without rushing to fix or explain, is an act of profound kindness and strength. In listening, we create space for healing and understanding, both for others and for ourselves. This exchange nourishes our spirits and strengthens our connection to life's deeper meaning. Mentorship, too, takes on new significance after 50. You have accumulated wisdom that is invaluable, not just for you, but for those who follow. To guide someone else, to help them navigate their own challenges, is a powerful way to extend your inner strength beyond yourself. It is a reminder that our lives are not isolated chapters, but parts of a continuing story, a story that grows richer with each generation. But community is not only about teaching or guiding, it is also about receiving, allowing yourself to be supported, to be vulnerable, to lean on others when needed, is itself an expression of strength. There is no weakness in admitting you need connection. In fact, it is one of the bravest acts of all, because it acknowledges our shared humanity and interdependence. As you embrace the power of community, you begin to see that your journey is not just your own. It is intertwined with countless others, threads woven into a greater tapestry. This understanding can transform how you live, how you love, and how you face the future. It brings a sense of belonging that no achievement or possession can match. In this space of connection, your inner power becomes a living force, one that uplifts, heals, and inspires. It is not static or solitary. It is dynamic and shared. And when you recognize this, you realize that your strength after 50 is not just for yourself. It is a gift, a legacy, a light that continues to shine long after your voice has softened. So I invite you now to reach out, to share your story, to listen deeply, and to welcome others into your life. Because in these connections, you will find a power far greater than any one of us alone could ever hold. This is the true strength of the human heart, still strong, still beating, still reaching out.